Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cover the Spread here for Friday, May 30th, 2025. Hey, if you're new to Cover the Spread, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Make sure you subscribe and then give us a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. And as always, we'll get to the three plays we got rolling here today. Hey, all on the diamond. We got one half of the NBA Finals all set, ready to go. With the other half pending in Thursday's action. So we'll see if we got the other half after that, or we got another game to shoot here in the NBA, or we'll have a couple more because we'll still got the finals to roll as well. But let's kick off the weekend with some MLB action. But as we always do, have a little chat with Cap, and we'll get to those three plays we got for you here to kick off the weekend. Kicking on over to Al to get us started today to change things up a little bit. How you doing
there? Doing all right. Unfortunately, the Timberwolves didn't not doing quite as well as I am. Really no show in that first quarter. 9 points in the first quarter. That's terrible. But yeah, if Reggie Miller can score 9 points in 12 seconds, they can barely score 9 points in 12 minutes. That's embarrassing. But hey, we still almost got there. Fell just a couple points short of that total. But looking for a bounce back pending on Wednesday here with our Pacers. So let's go Pacers.
Definitely. If you got any Timberwolf friends or fans, definitely do one of those safety checks to make sure they're doing well after that no-show there by the Timberwolves. Ooh. I think just the other team, the OKC Thunder, is that much the better team. Got to give it to them. Congrats to the OKC Thunder. Good luck in the finals. How are you doing here on this Friday, Ramon?
Hey, pretty good, Rod. Feels like I'm picking up my share of the load here with you guys. So ready for the big weekend. We got a few days to go here. So let's keep going and build that bankroll. Get ready for the weekend here.
Definitely. Let's build our bankroll here on the Friday as we head into the weekend. First game we're looking at here, we got the Detroit Tigers taking on the Kansas City Royals. This is Al's game. See kind of a theme. We're going to kick it off over to Al to get us started here on Friday. What do you got for us here, Detroit or the Royals?
Yeah, looking at the earlier of these three games here with the Tigers giving Casey Mize the start against Seth Lugo here in Kansas City. They're the better team playing the better baseball right now. You could argue that Lugo's the better starter, but Mize has been pitching well too this season. These two starters faced off just last month in Detroit in a game the Tigers won 3-1. Mize completed 7 innings, giving up just 1 run there. Well, Lugo pitched pretty well too, but he gave up 3 runs in that meeting. Now they each gave a homer and a home run up in that one, and that has been their weakness so far this year. And I think that also gives Detroit another advantage here with its 65 home runs to Kansas City's just 33 home runs so far this season. So all that being said, I'll take the Tigers here on the money line to get us started.
Heading on over to Ramon. What do you like hearing this one, Detroit or Kansas City Friday night?
Yeah, how about the Tigers? I think, was I reading the article? They said over the last 100 days of regular season, the Tigers, nobody better than the Tigers. So, look, they are arrived if they didn't already last season with their appearance in the postseason. Got to respect these Tigers here. Lugo, you mentioned it, Al, good starters here. About a 3 ERA. Mize sitting around 2.5 coming in. The pitchers are combined 5-12 to the under. Runs were hard to come by in that April series for both teams. A little more for Kansas City there on the road. They were the ones having a little bit of trouble. Kansas City 10-22 as an underdog this season. This one obviously comes in, I believe you said the Tigers were the slightest of favorites, right? So Detroit 14-17 to the under as a favorite here. Detroit 5-8 to the under in division play. Kansas City 7-13 to the under in division play. I like these starters. So I'm going to end up on the under here in this one with Detroit and Kansas City. Looks like it's probably going to be 8 right now. We record just a little bit shaded to the over. So let's go under 8 runs with Detroit and Kansas City on Friday night here.
Yeah, and you look at this game. I'm with you, Ramon. Kind of leaning to the under, so I'm gonna go a different way. Even if you have to pay a little bit of juice on this one, give me the Nerfy. I don't think we see any runs here in that first inning. I'm gonna go with the Nerfy here in this one, as Al alluded to. Hey, it was a 3-1 matchup not too long ago, and they faced off, and guess what? There was no runs in that first inning. So give me the Nerfy in Detroit and Kansas City here on Friday. Let's head on over to the next game we got going on the slate. Hey, we got Minnesota heading into Seattle to take on the Mariners here in this one to start the weekend. And it's our buddy Zebby. Zebby's on the mound here for this Minnesota squad. And, man, good old Zebby. You look at his first start of the year, and he gave up 4 runs. Equated to the loss there in that one. He took the big OL, and we know that ended the Twins' big old 13-game winning streak. There we see it coming out and going like, oh, there's Zebby. Really? That's not good. But here in this one, you're going against Woo, and we know what Woo's been doing. He's been the man. Has been Mr. Woo on the mound for Seattle. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in he had 1 blip. And for me, over that little span, he had 1 little blip where he gave up 5. Other than that, Mr. Woo's been Mr. Lights Out. And going against Zebby here. The only part that scares me is as long as Zebby doesn't get rocked. But we know this Seattle offense not been the greatest at scoring a whole pile of runs. And neither is this Twins offense at times as well. So this being probably, I'm going to say this opens maybe 8, maybe 7.5. And even if this comes down to a 7.5, this is where I like it. This is where I kind of expect to see this line. Because you look at Zebby's couple starts, it was at 7s, but we know Woo, this could open it at 7, but either way, I think we get a low scoring one here in this one. Give me the under. Minnesota 6-2-2 to the under in their last 10. Seattle 6-4 to the under in their last 10, and we know in Seattle it's usually a lower scoring type of game. Give me that on Friday night. Head on over to Ramon to get us started. What do you like here in this one, Minnesota or Seattle?
Yeah, it should be a pretty nice series here between these two. Look, the Zebster trying to get on track here a little bit. I mean, we talked about him, I think, a couple times here on the show because of what we're expecting from Zebby. He's supposed to be a pretty good prospect. I'm sure he can improve on these numbers here. Rodd indicates maybe he will. For me, the offenses are the ones that struggle, right? Minnesota, they're starting to pick it up, but it's, road struggles for Minnesota for sure. They're just 12-17 on the road so far, and they're averaging 3.9 runs per game overall. The pitching, of course, has been good for Minnesota. That's what's been keeping them going here. 3.5 runs allowed per game. But I think with Woo, I think you have a distinct advantage here. I'm actually going to go with Seattle to cover the spread, and I'm going to take them on the run line for a little bit of plus money here on Friday night. I'm worried about Minnesota once they start to hit the road a little bit. They've done a great job so far. They do look like a kind of a home and road dichotomy type of team at this point. Seattle feels like they're starting to get that inconsistent offense on track a little bit. So give me the Seattle on the run line here on Friday night with Woo.
With Woo! I don't know, Al, what do you like here in this one? Seattle or Minnesota?
Yeah, you definitely got to like Seattle in this matchup with this pitching advantage in this one. I agree. I think Woo does his fair share of the under here for you. But I'll take a couple props kind of. So it can also be a kind of a way to hedge a little bit to this under, way to hedge out of this under a little bit too with a couple of guys on the Mariners here. I look at Cal Riley and Julio Rodriguez, both getting almost, Riley's at plus 185. Rodriguez is at plus 200 to get an RBI today. Obviously, a tougher pitching matchup against Gore on Thursday. But again, I think we get some decent value on them here to get us an RBI against Matthews. So I'll take a shot on both those guys to get an RBI.
That wraps up the second game we looked at. Let's head on to the final game we got on the slate. And we got a rematch for the World Series. We got the Yankees taking on the Dodgers. Head on over to Ramon to get us started here in this one. Yankees or Dodgers Friday night.
Yeah, we're gonna get get Max Fried, a little bit of change of scenery, a little bit, but still, you got to figure with Fried and what he's doing right now, man. These numbers are incredible. I don't need to tell them to you guys here with that 1.4 ERA. Yankees come in red hot with a winning streak, and also won 9 of their last 10 overall. Interestingly, here, it will be interesting to see who actually does come the favorite when we're filming this. I mean, virtually a pick 'em here. It felt like right now. Just want to note that if the Yankees were a dog, they are 1-5 as a dog, but hard to think with Fried that maybe they won't end up a favorite, even against Tony Gonsolin here, 4.68 ERA, off of losses to the Mets and the Dodgers here. I think we expect more from Gonsolin this season, but the Dodgers have had to just move everything around, different pieces, different nights and whatnot. So look, we know how it went in the World Series last year, and Fried can kind of come in and try to neutralize that here right now. So I'm going to go under in this game. Surprisingly, it is 8 right now, and I get it. Look, Yankees and Dodgers have both played much to the overs in their non-league games this season. The interleague games have been steady to the over, but we can have a World Series atmosphere here this weekend when the Yankees take on the Dodgers. So I'm going to go under in this opener and figure they work it out. It was game 1 of the World Series. Remember last year, guys, it was 2-2 after the 9th inning. Before the final score was 6-3, if I remember correctly, there in game 1. So no, we're not dealing with the World Series here, but it's going to be pretty exciting. I'll go under 8 runs. Yankees Dodgers on Friday night.
Heading on over now. What do you like hearing this one? Yankees or Dodgers Friday night?
Yeah, this one's gonna be tough for me to say, but I gotta say that Fried's the better starter here. He's done well against this lineup too in the past, allowing just 38 hits and 187 at bats. Good for just a .203 batting average against him. I got to go with the Yankees here. I mean, it breaks my heart. It's going to be a tough one for me to watch, but I think they make the most of this pitching advantage in game 1 of this series. I'll go Yankees money line for me, about -120 right now.
Bookmark it.
Rule of happiness bet. I can feel it. Rule of happiness. If the Dodgers win, yeah, Dodgers win. If the Yankees win,
I haven't got it yet. This is Ramon's pick, but this is my lean on the game. This is my lean on this game. I might actually get there. Actually. Try to make myself feel a little better if I watch the Dodgers lose.
Maybe Fried's afraid of the big stage here of this game. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you could use the deal, does Fried.
Trying to make it feel better.
When you're pitching at the Big Apple, you're definitely already on the big stage there in New York. So I think he continues to deal here. But for me, I'm going to go with the prop. I think the way Judge has been rolling along, I'm going to take a shot here. This is he hasn't done it in a little bit, but I'm going to take Judge for a 2 RBI game. Not 1, but 2 RBIs here in this game. Plus, here you'll get a good plus price. He's due for a home run. He hasn't hit one in a few games here, if you look. And then he's had a bunch of 1 RBI games, 1, 1, 1. He hasn't had a 2 RBI game in a little bit. I think he's due for 1 here against the Dodgers, especially we know that Dodgers bullpen, when it comes around, still dealing with some injuries. I'll be sure the Judge will be trying to get us that 2 RBI. So that's what I'm doing. Take a shot. All right, so
normally
little pizza money. They say don't go crazy. Just a bit of pizza money on a little bit of prop play.
Normally, I just recommend the Yankees first 5, but as you mentioned, those injuries to the Dodgers bullpen just kind of make me want to lean Yankees full game even more. So, yeah, still dealing with that for sure.
Hey, that wraps up the Friday slate here. It covered the spread. Let us know in the comment section what do you think about these 3 games we got rolling here on the Friday to kickstart our weekend. And as always, hey, let's do a quick little recap before we head on out. First game we looked at, we got the Tigers taking on the Royals. This was Al's game, and he says take the Tigers here. This one, yeah.
Messed up.
And then the next game we looked at was the Minnesota Twins taking on Seattle Mariners. I like Wu on the mound, and I like Zebby. I've seen a little bit of improvement from Zebby as he's roll on 4 runs, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts last game for Zebby. So we have seen some improvement for Zebby. I think he continues to roll along and deal. give us an under in that matchup. Seattle and with Wu on the mound. And then the last one we looked at, we got the Yankees taking on the Dodgers. And Ramon says, hey, the Yankees here in this one. Gotta. And the under. What'd you say?
I'm on it. Al's on the Yankees.
I'll take the Yankees. His play was the under.
My bad. The under in this one. Because good luck for the Dodgers hitting against Free. That's right. My bad. See, he's one. I messed it all up by getting Al to go first. See, I tried to change it up a little bit
with the Yankees.
I confused myself a little bit. So the third play was Ramon's under Yankees and Dodgers here in this one on Friday. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, have yourself a good Friday. Let's start off the weekend winning. And what are we doing here? We are covering
the spread.